I think it's about time we start this show. I think it's about time we start this show and we talk about representative in Florida who can't keep her mouth shut. I think it's time we start this show. Let's do it.
How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it.
My name is Jonathan Gillum.
And this is The Experts.
This is Jonathan Gillum, and it's the Friday Night Toast. Yeah. I better put a little bit of throat spray in my throat because I've been talking all day long. I don't know how that's going to go down with Corona Light, but I hope it's okay. If I pass out, then we know there's some kind of chemical reaction between singers, soothing throat spray, and Corona Light beer. Me. It's Friday, I don't care. You better have your beverages ready. I may do the whole show in this voice. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out in just a second. So anyway, I just want to say officially that this weirdo congressman woman from Florida, good Lord, what a loser. Let's go ahead and start the show, shall we?
How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it. All right, I'm back. I'm back to normal now. Let's see. I'm trying to see if this show's popping up on Twitter. Ah, there it goes. Finally, it's up on Twitter. Is it playing on Twitter, though? The heck? Hold on one second here. Been having problems with this stuff popping up on Twitter for some reason. All right, there it goes. Wow, we got all of 22 people on Twitter. Woohoo! We're going to break the record tonight. Okay, listen, it's Friday. You never know. Sometimes... I think one of my biggest shows I've ever had was on a Friday for some strange reason. I got to turn my volume up. Yes, I've already had one or two of these, so I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. It's been a long day, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the way the night progressed after I got off last night at this 24 hours ago, okay? I'd already been up all day. 24 hours ago. I was so moved after... I did the show last night. I went back and watched General Kelly's speech for, not really a speech. I keep calling it a speech. It's more of a lecture. I watched it again for the third time after the show, and I really reflected on a lot of things that he was talking about. And I went and took Rico for a nice long walk. It was nice and chilly out there. I don't really like the cold, but this time of the year, you know, you can go out at night and you feel alive because it's nice and chilly. And so I walked Rico for a while, came back, sat down, and I thought, you know, if I'm ever going to write an op-ed, which I've written a couple, and I thought this is when I need to write an op-ed. This is exactly perfect, I think, for having an op-ed written about what I'm feeling and what I think General Kelly was actually teaching when he got up there and gave that lecture. And so I started writing an op-ed. Well, sometimes these op-eds just come right out, and sometimes it takes a while. Well, last night it took a while, and so I had to host the David Webb show this morning at I had to be at the studio at about 8:15. So, you know, once I'm rolling on something, I'm not going to quit because of sleep, because I need sleep. So I just kept going, I kept going, and I kept pushing forward, and I read it, or reread it, and I edited it, and then I always play it on sound on my computer so I can hear it and see if the emotional impact is there. And I took a couple things out and reworked. Listen, one thing I'm learning about writing that's the hardest thing you can ever do, but probably one of the best things that you can ever do, is sometimes you got to take stuff out that you wrote in there and it actually makes it a lot better, but you feel passionate about what's written in there. You got to realize sometimes your passion does not flow with whatever you're writing. You know, don't be afraid to take that stuff out. So anyway, I was battling back and forth with that. I finally got it all streamlined, got it all done. And I thought it was going to be, because I was told it was going to be published on Fox News. .com, but I have yet to see it pop up there, and I really hope it pops up there because I'm very proud of this op-ed, and I'm proud because it came from yesterday's show. And you know, I don't know if you feel this way, but sometimes when I'm talking and when I'm, you know, doing this show, I'm sure teachers feel this all the time, but when I'm doing this show, I feel like it's teaching a lot of the times. And sometimes I have epiphanies while I'm talking, and things just come to me. And that's the way I felt last night, and after being inspired by the general, and I got to a point where I just didn't want to stop. I felt like it was flowing, it needed to be said, and it was a very poignant thing. So I hope it pops up on foxnews.com. It needs to be seen. If it doesn't, we'll put it on my Tumblr page, and I'll put it out, and you guys can spread it around it is what it is. But the other thing about yesterday's show and today's radio show on David Webb's show, this is a very passionate subject that we're talking about with General Kelly. And I have to tell you, I went back and looked at a lot of the comments, and I'm very proud of the people that watch this show and tune in. We don't have the biggest numbers, we don't have the I wouldn't say the most powerful voice. We have a very powerful voice. I think it's probably more powerful than we'll ever imagine how powerful we are, just this small group of people that watch this show on a nightly basis. But I'm very proud of the way that people respond and the emotional outpouring that we get when we have these subjects. And a lot of people that were listening to David Webb's show today watched the show last night, and the feedback was phenomenal. Listen, this is one way I can tell I've had a good show, either on David Webb's show or on I used to tell by Twitter, and I could tell by how many people added on Twitter or Facebook and tell that that my numbers were good. Now, because this book is out for pre-order, my book, when it initially, let me put it up here so people know about it, and this is pretty interesting, and I thank you all for this, okay? I knew that was going to happen. It's right in my face. Look at that. Hold on. Where is it? There it goes. All right. So, it debuted at number 5 about a month and a half ago on the Amazon bestseller list, and that was overall books, and it was right below Hillary Clinton's. I never could get around her. She went to number 8. I went to number 9. She went to number 9. I went to number 11. Then she suddenly went back up, and I went down because she hadn't been released yet either. But the book went all the way down to 8,000. I hosted Sean Hannity's show. It goes all the way back to 100. But it's number 1 in 2 different categories. And that's still number 1 in those categories. But overall, it was number 5. It went down to 8,000. Because every week they're releasing books. And now my book is not out yet, so this is just pre-orders. It goes down to 8,000. It comes back after I hosted Sean's show, which shows you how powerful his show is. And then it went back down again to like 8,000, and it drops very quickly because when they release all these books, usually sometime during a week, every week, all these publishers, there's a whole nother string of books coming out there, so you have to compete with keeping your book relevant. Even though it's not out yet, the pre-orders are there, and I'm helping people to understand what's going to be coming out. So the book goes down to 8,000 again. Well, I did this show last night, and then I did David Webb's show this morning, and by the end of David Webb's show, the book was already up around 1,000, number 1,000. And so the way book sales go and the way Amazon bestseller list goes is that anything around 1,000, the top 1,000, is pretty amazing, especially for a first-time author. But if it gets in the top 100, you're looking at the Holy Grail. That's what I've been told. So we've already struck that Holy Grail twice. And I'm sure when this thing comes out and when it gets noticed, and with the word of mouth that the viewers of this program have put out there, this thing is going to go places. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you, it's not to advertise my book. I'm telling you this stuff because, for one, if there's anybody that wants to write a book out there, you're going to know this stuff. But two, this shows you the power of this small group of people that watch this show. And David Webb's show, yeah, it's a big show, but the numbers were already climbing last night. So the power of this show, the power of the people that watch this show, the power of their word of mouth, the power of the patriots in this country is overwhelming. And now that I have this other way of looking at it, you have to realize that, again, I don't think the patriots in this country realize how powerful they actually are when they stand together. It's pretty amazing. Even a small group standing together, it's remarkably amazing. So hopefully that op-ed will come out, and we'll be able to discuss that. But right now what I want to do is I want to play a video, and most of you have probably seen it, But I want to play the video of Wilson. I cannot remember her name to save my life. It's like a mental block. I know people were watching today because I did part of the opening statements on the David Webb Show today. I always put it on Facebook Live. And I couldn't remember her name. I keep forgetting her name because I want to call her crap bag because that's what she is. She's just a bag of crap. She's like worthless. Worthless is she. This woman could be floating in a cesspool and you wouldn't be able to tell where the feces stopped and this woman began. That's how bad she is. 74-year-old narcissist that cannot stop. She cannot stop herself. And somebody said rodeo clown today, and I thought that was funny. But I actually got an email from a rodeo clown. I'm kidding, not kidding you folks, that said he didn't appreciate being put up next to this worthless woman down in Florida because rodeo clowns, and this is the truth, they're badass, man. They may wear clown stuff, but these are men that get in, and I'm assuming there's got to be at least one woman out there that does this, but these are people that get into the ring with these bulls and literally taunt these bulls to get them away from these cowboys and save their lives. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah. So this woman says she's a rock star. So why don't we do this? I'm gonna play this video, and then I'm gonna log in here so I can get Dave Robinson. Dave, my good buddy Marine Corps Dave Robinson, is gonna come on. Hold on one second. All right, while that comes up, let's pull this video up. This fruitcake. Why doesn't national television want to have me on to talk about this? Come on. All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. Now, bear with me, folks, because this is hard to listen to. Okay, this is after General Kelly says the things that he said yesterday, talking about his son that was killed and what he had to hear from the CACO, the Casualty Assistance Officer. She is hard to look at. This is after the unbelievable statements by General Kelly describing what actually happened in that phone call with President Trump and what President Trump actually was trying to do in that phone call in comforting the family members. This comes after the statements by General Kelly talking about how military members that fall in battle or in training are covered in a shroud by their teammates, packed in ice, sent to another place, packed in more ice, and finally get to Dover, Dover Air Force Base, where they are meticulously cleaned and they've got all the badges and their uniform on. And this weirdo, this narcissistic, potentially psychopathic, almost 100% definitely criminal weirdo. And listen, Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, you may want to censor me for calling somebody this, but listen, you could be the most leftist person in this country. There's no way that you could stand for this. If you stand for this, you've got a problem. And I am the least of your worries in censoring what I have to say. The only person that's probably even remotely as bad as her is that the idiot from MSNBC, the one that was throwing a fit about the woman in his ear and the hammering going on in the studio. He tried to turn this into a black-white issue, which is saying that General Kelly was making racist remarks. And this woman went on after this statement and said that General Kelly and President Trump are white supremacists and they're running a house of white supremacy. Unbelievable stuff this woman has to say. I'm going to play this for you, and I know it's going to be hard, but
You mean to tell me that I have become so important that the White House is following me and my words? This is amazing. It's amazing.
Before I even play any more of this, is this not the most insulting thing you have ever seen? General Kelly is a Gold Star father whose son died for our freedom. And this woman is going to make light of this. I don't care how vicious the attack was, and it wasn't that vicious, very pointed though. And there wasn't much of an attack. General Kelly was talking more about the loss of honor and things that are sacred in this country because of weirdos like this. Let's finish this.
That is absolutely phenomenal. I have to tell my kids that I'm a rock star now. I'm a rock star now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you are. You're a fool. You're a fool. I'm going to say it in my good voice here. Hold on one second here.
You are a fool, if I've ever seen one. And quite frankly, well, I'm not going to go there. I'll just leave it at fool. Fool.
It's hard to even make a lot of this, folks. It's hard because this is such an amazing, insulting, and grotesque thing that this woman would do this. '74. She won't be around much longer. All right, I'm going to try to call Dave Robinson real quick. I got to let somebody else talk for a minute because it's just been too much. Okay. I'm going to call Dave Robinson now. Let's see if he's up. Let's see here. Stand by. Let's see if this connects. No good. Dave Robinson is, I guess he's still putting his daughter Ada to bed. So, Dave, why don't you call me? What do we got contact?
Can you hear me?
I got you. I can't see you, though.
I don't know what.
Did you press your camera? There you go. Can you turn that to the side where we have you long ways? There you go. Okay, gotcha. Look at that. Can't even see your face, though.
Hey, I trimmed it some.
You have a light you can put up there? It's like
There's only so much of this you can handle.
It's like doing an interrogation. I literally can't see it. Hold on a second. Let's see if this has anything to do with it. Hold on. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, there you go. There you go. You're alive. I got to take a sip of this. Either my bladder's going to explode or I'm going to... I don't know. Anyway. All right. Did you just hear that, what I just played there a second ago? Of that, the weirdo Representative Wilson saying she's a rock star now?
That old lady looks like she ruffled through the Macho Man's closet after he died.
Somebody just sent me that. Was that you that sent me that? No, that was somebody else. Hold on a second.
No, but I just flipped across it and seen it on there.
Let me pull that up here real quick. Yeah, that's Snap into a Slim Jim. This is actually, somebody just sent this to me a minute ago. Let me darken this a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, Dave, or not. Hold on.
No, but you paint a good picture with your words there. So.
Yeah, okay, here, hold on. Let me put it up here on the... There you go. Snap into a Slim Jim. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you because you can see here. Hold on. Remember, it's Friday. Can you see that? No? It's not coming up. Never mind. All right.
Seen where James Woods had called her a a saloon prostitute. So she looked like a saloon prostitute.
Oh my gosh. Well, I tell you, I have never seen until this week as many elderly narcissists as have popped their head up this week. I mean, you have John McCain just trying to keep himself relevant, and this guy's almost dead. You got George Bush, who pops up out of nowhere and never had anything bad to say about President Obama. He said, I won't go on record while another, because I'm not president anymore. But yet he comes out and blasts President Trump. And then this woman who, 74 years old, she got to be looking down the hallway of death herself.
Yeah, one foot in a grave and one on a banana peel.
Yeah, but I've never seen anything like it. Anyway, what's been going on, and how do you feel about all this stuff? How's that for a general question?
I've been turning it off a lot here lately and just hanging out in the woods because, I mean, I don't know, it's disgusting when you watch it. They all want to trample all over the graves of these army soldiers who were just killed. And the I don't really put much on the family because
I do. I mean, I got to be honest with you. That bothered me when they politicized it.
For it happening right now, I don't so much because if somebody's grandmother dies in the hospital, they get emotional and they're looking to blame it on somebody anyway. The doctor should. They're looking to blame somebody.
Yeah, but
so it's going to be easily manipulated.
The woman that raised him, they're personal friends with this congresswoman.
Yeah.
And so I just can't. I know it's tragic. I was talked about this yesterday, how I've lost my father and friends and buried my friend's son, and but this is more akin to people making it about themselves. And I know you've seen this. We don't have to rehash your story about that. You talked about that, but you've seen this. I don't know if you had to deal with the family members in that way, but
I mean, the only thing after it was done, I had all their rooms and their wall lockers and everything, and box all their things home to send home to their families. And because you have to read through all the letters and everything else just to make sure that you're not sending something home that shouldn't be sent home, information home that shouldn't be sent home.
Right.
But like I say, I could give the families right now of this situation going on now, I can give them a benefit of a doubt until I see how far they carry this. I seen on CNN earlier that there was a woman on there who's, they're digging people out of the woodwork, just like that old Weinstein. You know how people coming out of the woodwork on him. They're trying to do the same thing with Trump in the sense that there's some woman whose husband was killed in Afghanistan, and they told her to expect a call from the president, and she still hasn't gotten it. They're trying to make a big deal out of that now. So I don't see it on Facebook today. That's getting a bit ridiculous, and it's I don't know, anything and everything to bury him.
Here's something that I think that I have not talked about, right? Because I know there's an investigation going on because of the stuff that happened, but I don't need an investigation to tell me what happened. I did these foreign internal defense trainings, and I can guarantee you this is what happened. People, you're going to be amazed when I tell you this. I spent a tremendous amount of time in Central South America when I was in the SEAL teams. That's where I went. There was no war until the very end when I was in, and SEAL Team 4 worked in Central South America. And the State Department is the most deluded, liberal, and inept and incompetent agency that there is. The ambassador and the MIL group commander from the military down in Honduras, which is still one of the top, most dangerous places in the world. At that period of time, it was the most dangerous place in the world. More beheadings than the Middle East, more unsolved murders than anywhere else in the world, more murders per capita than anywhere else in the world. When we went down there, we were not allowed to carry weapons, believe it or not. And the MIL group, or military, that's the MIL group, is the military attaché to the ambassador in that country. All they had in all of Southcom, I'm not just talking about in Honduras, all of Southcom, which includes Puerto Rico, the Caribbean, Central and South America, all the way down to the tip of what's the name of the very tip of South America. the vehicles were only armored for 9mm. That's it. And anybody who's ever spent any time in Central South America, it's like AK-47s galore everywhere you go there.
Right.
And I guarantee you, Dave, I don't know if you ever did FID missions. That's that's where you're training and advising, and it's dangerous because you're actually suiting up in uniform with these people and going to their ranges and teaching them. And if anything's going to happen, whether it's the host nation that kills you or somebody that doesn't like them, you're a target.
Right.
And I don't think these guys had up-armored vehicles. I think it was Green Berets mixed with some other people. And that I think that's plain and simple. That's what happened.
Like, yeah, I mean, they're complaining about, well, their intelligence told them that nothing should happen. There's always that chance, and there's no planning for these chaotic people, these chaotic enemies that we have now. There's really no plan for that. You just don't know what's going to go through their mind one minute to the other. They don't know, half of them, what they're thinking one minute to the next, or what their plan is.
Yeah.
And it was probably just, I don't know, maybe just a target of opportunity for them. They were in the right place at the right time. And
yep. Anything else? How many bears have you killed this year, or deer, or whatever you're killing right now?
I've seen plenty. It's just so warm that I really haven't put a whole lot of effort into it, because I know as soon as I do it, I've really got to get the skinning them out and cutting them up right away. And I kind of like to take my time because I'm a little bit lazy. But I've just been like Genghis Khan. I've been acquiring new lands. For everything that's attached to me up there. Just we're getting new lands. Everything that's touching us up on that mountain, we got now. So
we'll have to come up there. Those of you who don't know this, the stuff that I did with Fox News when we did a corporate training for a company. We did it on their land up there, and we had the Huey helicopter and all the gear, and we had a bunch of SEALs and Dave the Marine and some Army guys that were up there, and it was as real as you can get. We kidnapped Ainsley Earhart, put her in a house, which was
put her in my uncle's house.
In your uncle's house, which is hilarious because we had done this thing where I was teaching her when somebody gets taped up, how you can break the tape and get out of it with duct tape. And I told them, I don't know who did this, but I said, because when she ripped the tape, it literally ripped the skin on her delicate little arm. She's so delicate, that little thing. And I said, okay, guys, just tie her up. Don't tape her, because I don't want to rip her skin anymore. And then, of course, we leave him to go do the assault, to come back, and she had been taped up and had ripped even more skin off of her wrist trying to get out of it, because we were wanting her to escape and evade. And so I don't know if Ainsley watches this show, but I'm sorry about that, Ainsley. That wasn't my fault. I
believe you talk about she was overtaken with Stockholm syndrome. She didn't want to leave me there, and it was very painful for her. Had to force her to leave.
Yeah. Well, Dave, you got anything else? Anything else going on up there?
There's so much else, but nothing comes to mind here. Did you catch me on the last minute? Call me earlier in the day, man.
No, I like putting you on the right on the shotgun in you. That's what we called it in the military.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're boring everybody to death, so when are you going to make some more jerky? That's what I want to know.
As soon as I kill something, which hopefully is going to be tomorrow.
Well, make sure it's
tomorrow or Sunday.
Not human. I don't do human jerky.
Well, just don't ask no questions when it comes in the mail.
All right, brother. Be safe. God bless you, and have a great weekend.
You too.
Everybody say bye to Dave. Dave, say bye.
Bye.
Oh, man. All right, there you go, folks. Dave Robinson, man, a few words. I'm going to have to teach him how to fake it when he doesn't feel like talking. So, let's see here. Anybody else? You know what? I'm going to leave Skype up for a minute. Is there anybody else that wants to come up on Skype and talk that has not been the case recently? We tried this out for a while. I'm looking at my Skype here. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. So, anybody want to come up on Skype? Let me look around here. Because I'm going to call this show early in just a minute. I'm going to go eat something. Plus, I've been drinking several of these beers, and I've been sitting here for a while, and I literally It's you know what they say, you don't actually buy beer, you rent it. So let's see here. We got any trolls going on over here? I want to see that. What trolls do we have over here on Twitter? Is Twitter going slow? It seems like it's going slow. So if you were thinking you were going to tune in tonight and see this amazing show tonight, I think we pretty much covered most of it yesterday. One thing I do want to say about Fusion GPS, now it's coming out. Let me go ahead and get rid of this because nobody's going to call me. You guys don't care. I will get a phone for this show. So apparently the firm behind Trump the Dossier, that's that fake dossier, their name's Fusion GPS, started by 2 Wall Street Journal reporters. From my training and experience investigations, this looks like a very, very corrupt group. So corrupt that, I mean, it's when they go after the president in the way that they did, I think you can see how corrupt that they actually are, making up lies. There's a reporter in Venezuela said they did the same thing down there. I don't know what they would be doing in Venezuela, but evidently they were down in Venezuela doing something. Same type of nefarious behavior. And so now they're trying to block the House subpoena for bank records for this company. And I'm telling you, of course, we're not going to get anything from the FBI. We might as well forget. I know there's incredible agents in the FBI. I was in the FBI. There's incredible agents, men and women that work in there, but the executives are corrupt. McCabe is corrupt. I don't trust Christopher Wray as far as I can spit. Robert Mueller should be fired and investigated. All these people should be investigated for this whole uranium thing that's coming out now. But if the FBI was on the up and up, this should definitely be investigated. This Fusion GPS, they sound like a disgusting pseudo-intelligence group that really probably is full of just journalists. But either way, it sounds like they're breaking the law. And they should be looked at closely by the FBI, not just Congress. Because let's be honest, okay, when does a congressional investigation amount to anything? I've never actually heard of one. Dossier, whatever, Marcy. I'm from Arkansas. We always add our own endings on words. Dossier. Somebody's asking on Twitter, why is Sessions not doing his job? I think Sessions was either a plant, or I think Sessions was compromised somehow, some way. Hold on. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting for that the whole time I was talking to Dave. Whew. So I believe Sessions was either a plant or he was compromised, and he got himself into some kind of something. How many people do you know do a show, will drink beer with you, sneeze with you, interview his redneck buddies? Nobody else has a show like this. Nobody. But getting back to this Fusion GPS, if we could do it right, I think that the FBI should immediately investigate these people, pull all their records. I think it should be a foreign counterintelligence investigation. It should also be a criminal investigation, and they should be pulling everything with these individuals. Everything. I'm talking about the last time they bought underwear at Kmart. It should be in the investigation. I don't trust these individuals. There's several of these Washington, D.C. firms. I know that Hillary Clinton and some of her cohorts owned one of these, or are still part of Blumenthal. Sidney Blumenthal is a part of some intelligence group that she's a part of. These intelligence groups that mainly work for political reasons are dangerous to this country. That's all I'm going to say about that. I didn't belch. Who said I didn't belch? I just had to sneeze. All right, everybody's asking for Rico. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get him. I'm going to come back. we're going to go to the Truth Zone, and then I'm going to finish this show, and I'm going to go check Fox News to see if my article ever came up. And darn it. And here's what I want to say. You guys keep doing what you're doing. You're promoting this show. The numbers, you know, they're good. They've been better. But when we moved to 8 o'clock, you know, it changed a little bit. But let's keep this going. Keep the word of mouth going, and let's see how powerful we can make this show. All right, let me go grab Rico real quick, and I'm going to play my trailer while I go do that.
How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it.
All right, I got him. Want to say hi? Stand up there. Come on, stand up. He's old. Look at him. He's old. But listen, I thought about something the other day when I had him up here and I was doing this show. You're standing on my computer there, buddy. And I thought, you know, as old as he is, you know, you never know when it's going to be the last day. And I thought to myself, if today's the last day he's around, I want to make it the best day. We should all be thinking about our lives that way, shouldn't we? But we don't. And we put things off. And I just got to tell you, as aggravating as this little dog can be sometimes, because he's still a Jack Russell even though he's old. He is as tough as they come, and he's stubborn. And but yet when I come home from being gone all day, he'll still give me, I'll pick him up, he'll be howling. I'll pick him up, he'll give me a little lick, stinky breath. But he makes me remember that every day counts. I don't know about you all. I don't want to be in my 70s, and when somebody looks at my Wikipedia page, it doesn't say anything but I raised a ruckus about this or I raised a ruckus about that. People like this Representative Wilson in Florida, that dirtbag John McCain, George Bush coming out and doing what he's doing. These are people that when you look at their records, yeah, they held an office. Yeah, they ran for an election and they won. But they didn't do anything. Holding an office does nothing but warm a seat. And Rico reminds me that we got to keep serving. We got to keep pushing forward. We got to continue to be the best that we can be, because you never know if today may be the last day. Right, buddy? Hopefully there'll be a lot more. 17 and a half now. Let's do the, come here, like the Roots thing. Get out of here. I love that dog. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to raise a toast to my good buddy Rico, to my baby girl Jessie, who's in heaven, and what a wonderful day it's going to be when we get up there to be with her. We're going to raise a toast to those who were killed in Africa. We're going to raise a toast to General Kelly's son. We're going to raise a toast to General Kelly for standing in front of this country and teaching us lessons and reminding those of us that have served that we're still important, reminding us that we're still the 1%. But as I said today on the radio, I don't care if you served in the military. If you're a cop, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a fireman, a paramedic, if you're somebody who goes out and hauls the trash in the cities, if you're somebody who volunteers on the weekends to help the elderly, you are serving. If you wake up and you go to a job and you raise your kids right
and you make the most of who you are. And it doesn't amount to any more than somebody who woke up their entire life and did good for others and was never recognized. You have served this country. Damn straight. That's what it's all about, folks. Raise a toast with me. Let's drink, and let's follow General Kelly's lead. Let's stand up and not be afraid. Let's be calm and be heard. Let's do this. Yes. I don't know why I do that. Well, it was a great week. It was an emotional week. I'm going to be hosting David Webb's show on SiriusXM, my voice, SiriusXM Patriot Channel 125 on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Yes, I said Tuesday because that's the way I say it. If you have Sirius, tune in, call in. I don't expect you to take the number down, but it's 866-957-2874. Great show, great time, 9 o'clock in the morning to 12. And then I'll be on Newsmax Monday evening. And then Brian Gosher, the guy that creates all this music, he's going to come over to my little studio. I don't know how he's going to fit in here. And he's going to teach me how to use the programs that I need to use so I can use this equipment to do my audio book. And I'm going to spend the rest of the week recording my audio book. So I look forward to that. I look forward to getting it done. I look forward to getting this book out. I look forward to it helping people out. And here's an idea that I came up with today is I'm going to work on this, but I want to have some type of a fundraiser. And I may do it online. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do it. But what I want to do is I want to teach a seminar. It's going to be about an hour long. And I'm going to teach people part of what they need to know in order to target themselves and why it's important. And then what I'm going to ask is that you go and you buy as many books as you can. And then I want you to take those books and I want you to go donate them to your local women's shelter for battered women or women that are homeless. Because first and foremost, as General Kelly said, women used to be sacred in this country. And you know, damn it, I'm going to bring that back. I grew up with a house full of women, and they are sacred. I'm Jonathan Gillum. As you saw down there, my buddy Rico. This is The Experts. The truth has arrived. I'll see you Monday.
Go forth and have a great weekend. I love you all. I thank you all. And no, this is not Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I'm sick of making jokes about that weirdo. I'm gonna make it a real effort not to call people weird or stupid anymore. Unless they're weird or stupid, and then I'm not gonna have any problem calling them weird or stupid. So, if you hear me call somebody weird or stupid or incompetent or just odd or somebody that I would never hang out with because they wear little kids' cowboy hats and go around acting like they're 20-something when they're really 74 with one foot in the grave, like, that Representative Wilson, Frederica Wilson down in Florida. If I call somebody like her a fool or incompetent or somebody who's just stupid, I'm not I'm not the kind of person who goes around just saying that, okay? It's the truth. And remember, on this show, the truth has arrived. Don't forget to go to the GoFundMe page, it's right there. GoFund.me/The Experts Roadshow. Some people have donated it this month. We need more. $50 gets you a signed copy of the book when it comes out. I don't know why I'm using this voice.
Maybe I should be using this one. If you go, because this is kind of like a little tough guy. If you go to the GoFundMe page and you donate $50 or more, you're going to get a signed copy of the book. So go do it, dadgummit. And one last thing. For those hangers-on, there's like 40 people hanging on. I just want to say, you are the future. You
Are the future.
This is Sean Connery, and I'm here to say, you can't die, Highlander. You're immortal. Make sure that you tune in to The Experts on Monday. The truth has arrived. I'm Sean Connery out.
How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it.